Hello my friends.
Greetings to all Hearthstone adepts.
On October 22nd, Blizzard finally officially unveiled the Battle Pass for Hearthstone, along with a new set of cards and a new game mode.
In our opinion, the new reward system is the thing that deserves special attention. Don't get me wrong, new cards and a new mode are very cool, but our fun will depend directly on the number of cards that Blizzard will allow us to collect, and how much we will have to pay for it.
We put a lot of effort into this video, so we will be infinitely grateful to you for subscribing to the channel and liking this video.
The Battle Pass in Hearthstone will be called Rewards Track, and it will release on November 12th, a few days earlier than the release of the new expansion.
Please note that when the progression revamp goes live, all quests will reset, so be sure to complete any old quest you have in your log by November 11th.
The reward track is a map of rewards that can be earned during an expansion by gaining XP points from completing quests, playing the game in any mode, and completing select achievements in the new achievement system. Complete all 50 levels on the reward track and you'll get to choose from one of 10 all-new hero skins. Along the way, you'll unlock in-game resources. The reward track includes a free track for all players, and a paid track that can be unlocked by purchasing the Tavern Pass.
Purchasing the Tavern Pass grants a golden legendary card, and gives an XP boost that scales up to 20%. Also you will get upgradable hero skins for the mage and shaman classes. These portraits will keep getting better and better with every upgrade. Plus alternate warrior hero with special card back, and one of Hearthstone's first ever collectible cosmetic coins.
The cost of the Tavern Pass is kept secret, but we estimate the cost will be around $25.
Time to pay!
Quests will no longer reward you with gold, and you will also lose the ability to receive gold for victories. The only source of gold will be the reward track.
To support the new rewards track system, quests will get a complete revamp.
Quest will instead award XP that will help players level up on the rewards track. On top of the usual daily quests, players will also get 3 weekly quests. At the start of every week, you'll be given 3 new weekly quests to complete. Like daily quests, you can reroll 1 weekly quest per day. Another cool feature is that legendary quests will finally be separate from regular quests.
Let's now talk in more detail about the rewards that await us in the reward track. We have the opportunity to get a bevy of loot and a ton of gold, at least that's what Blizzard says. This sounds too promising, so we should check this.
The reward track has 10 main pages, but Blizzard only showed us a few of them on the stream. Each page contains 5 different awards. We tried to restore missing parts. For convenience, we have created a special table of the estimated number of free rewards. We used white fonts for the names of the awards we were not sure about. But in our opinion, this balance looks quite realistic. So a ton of gold is supposedly 4,800 coins.
In addition to gold, presumably we will receive 8 of the latest card packs as well as 8 from previous standard sets, as well as tavern tickets that grant access to both arena or the new duels mode, and finally, an epic card and 2 legendary cards.
Let's compare the value of the estimated rewards for reaching reward track level 50, with the rewards players receive for completing quests nowadays. The sum of all rewards in the reward track is at least 8,150 gold. The reward could be much higher, if you succeed in the arena.
The current system allows you to earn an average of 6,900 gold for completing quests, plus 4 classic packs. This award is equivalent to almost 7,100 gold. We did not count gold for victories in these calculations. Despite the fact that the new rewards are significantly more valuable, unfortunately all rewards that are not gold quickly lose their usefulness during the expansion phase.
It looks like the developers have not deviated much from the original idea of the Battle Pass, which provoked a huge scandal.
But that's not all the gold you can get after implementing the new reward system. Once you reach level 50 in the reward track, you will be able to receive 150 gold coins for each subsequent bonus level. First of all, these rewards are for hardcore players who spend a lot of time playing the game.
It is still not clear how many bonus levels an average player will be able to reach, and this is a problem. We have no doubt that players will definitely reach level 50, but how quickly? To get back your gold for quests and for 3 wins a day, you need to conquer at least 20 bonus levels. Would it be easy to do this? If this will be so easy, then buying a Tavern Pass will be very beneficial as you will have an additional experience boost, and you can get bonus gold before other players. We have already discussed this problem in the previous video about the Battle Pass.
Is there a limited number of bonus levels, and how much experience do you need to conquer these bonus levels? Can you get rewarded an infinite number of times if you spend all your free time playing Hearthstone?
I want to remind you that the original concept of the Battle Pass from Blizzard had a very specific limit that did not allow you to earn a lot of golden bonus levels. Just like before, too many questions remain.
Bonus levels are the most important component of the new reward system, as the huge failure or overwhelming success of the rewards track will depend on the rules of bonus levels. According to Blizzard's new promises, if you like to save up gold and buy a bunch of packs when a new expansion launches, that is not going to change. In fact, you should be getting more gold at the end of each season.
We have no reason to not believe these promises, but we are still a bit worried. In the middle of each expansion we will get a new mini-sets with 35 additional cards. You will get cards from the mini-set via Madness at the Darkmoon Fair card packs. In other words, the set will be increased from 135 cards to 170 cards. Duplicate protection will allow you to immediately get new rare and common cards if you have already opened a sufficient number of Madness at the Darkmoon Fair packs.
This is a very cool idea that will keep the metagame fresh all the time.
But at the same time, this will again significantly increase your expenses, since in the middle of the season you will again have to buy an additional number of packs. If the number of rarities is the same as in the Galakrond's Awakening adventure, you will need to purchase approximately 45 packs to collect the mini-set collection. In this case, you will need a lot more money, gold or dust to stay competitive. Or maybe Blizzard made bonus level farming easy enough to allow for additional purchases.
And last but not least are achievements that players have been asking for over the years. Achievements will be split into a few different groups. Some of them will be very simple, some will be difficult, and some will be just crazy. New achievements will be added with every expansion, future game mode, and major update.
Some achievements will give players XP that will progress them on rewards track. Additionally, achievements will give players achievement points. So far we don't know if they will be used for anything other than bragging rights.
We hope that in the future, players will be able to unlock additional rewards in the form of exclusive cosmetics or packs, since achievement hunting can be incredibly fun, but achievement points without decent rewards are just numbers.
Finally, we want to share our impressions with you. In general, the concept of the new reward system looks fairly flexible. Developers have tools to fine-tune the internal economy of the game for players in any mode. This is not the same battle pass as many other online games. This is therapy that Hearthstone has needed for a huge amount of time.
We'll get a huge amount of really cool stuff. In addition, the new system will help Blizzard increase income. The developers have put a tremendous amount of effort into this reward system. But all these efforts will be in vain if the game's economy becomes even more unfriendly. In general, we may get a little more resources than now, but at the same time we will have to spend a lot more on additional mini-sets.
Blizzard deliberately withheld from us the specific information that would allow us to fairly evaluate the generosity of the new reward system.
Perhaps they have something to hide and do not want negative publicity about the new system.
In any case, it is too early to draw definitive conclusions. But even if the new system turns out to be a huge failure, the developers have a bunch of tools that can elegantly correct the situation directly.
We can't wait to hear your opinion. What are your first impressions of the rewards track, mini-sets and the achievement system?
Share your thoughts in the comments and take part in polls on our community page.
As always, we want to express our infinite gratitude to our patrons. Dear friends, your support is incredibly important to us. Thank you so much for your help.
Alright, that's all for today. Thank you for being with us.
And special thanks to Chris for text editing.
We will meet in new videos.
Good luck.